So you started a beauty business and you don't know how to move forward, or you want to start a beauty business and you don't know what to do? Let me help you. So these are the few points that I'm going to cover. How did I choose these beauty services? What training or certifications I got? How I got my first clients? Struggles of being new in the beauty industry? What resources helped me the most? Advice that I would give to beginners. Okay, so if you see me looking down, guys, I'm actually looking down at my notes because your girl is forgetful, and yeah, there's quite a lot to cover, but I'm going to make this video short because I got somewhere to be. But I really want to make this video. So what made me choose these beauty services? So quick background of me. Beauty has always been my thing. I used to be a makeup artist, and then I used to sell beauty products, and then I started to go into services. So one day in pre-COVID, actually, like I think it was January 2020, I was just like, I want to do something, and beauty has just always been my bag. So I took a lash extension course, and then I just never used it. So that was just sitting there for years on end, right? Anyway, fast forward to me leaving my job, and me and my friend were kind of just brainstorming on what I should do. And she was like, you should go for brow lamination and lash lifts, like you should offer these sorts of services. If I'm honest, I didn't even know what those services were. So I done research on it and I liked it. And honestly, I would pick services that you generally enjoy doing. Because if I'm being honest, guys, I started with lash extensions and I found it so difficult, and I realized that I actually didn't enjoy doing lash extensions, because for what you charge and the amount of time that goes into it, especially as a beginner, you are slow. So it's like the cost and the time just didn't add up for me, and I was just like, this is long, I don't enjoy it. So I eventually took lashes off my service list, and I only have classics, but eventually that will go as well, and I replaced it with facials. So I would advise you, if you're looking at services to pick and you don't know which service to pick, start with one that you generally enjoy. I wish I started with facials first, because I generally love doing that. I love lash lifts as well, and brow lamination. I think those three are my favorite services, and it's the three that I focus on. I do not promote lash extensions because I don't enjoy it. So in order to progress in your beauty industry, you want to get training. So what you want to do is make sure that you're getting trained from someone that is accredited, or a company that is accredited, and that will give you a course that, you know, you're able to get insured, and it's not just CPD points, not just points, but actual accreditation. That's what you want to look out for, which qualifies you. And you also want to look at the costs of these things as well, because if you go to like bigger companies, it tends to be cheaper. For example, the Beauty Academy, love them, they're really good. It tends to be cheaper. And if you go for like smaller companies, like independent people, they do tend to be more expensive, because obviously they have the freedom to price it at whatever, and it's just one person teaching. It's probably like one-to-ones, whereas the bigger companies is groups. So I don't think you should pick somewhere just because it's cheaper. I think you should look at the quality of the teaching. You should look at reviews and look at where you want to be in the future as well, and see where the teacher is. Like, are they actually a good teacher? Pay for experience, you know, don't just pay for just because it's cheap. Save up and pay for the provider that you actually want to go with. So if you want to train in whatever you want to train in, you need to have qualifications for that, like that sole thing. So for example, if you want to do brow laminations, you need to get a brow lamination course. Lash lifts, lash lift called facials. You can't just jump into like chemical peels, for example. You have to start off with a qualification in basic skincare, and then you can go for a chemical peels class or course. So how I got my first clients, if I'm honest with you, it was Facebook. If I remember correctly, it was Facebook. Post in your local groups, post consistently, don't spam it, put it every week or every 2 weeks, and also taking in model clients as well. At first with model clients, you may want to do it for free just to build content, but then eventually when you're doing model slots, like charge half the price, but don't push model slots a lot, because I've noticed that when people saw that I had a model slot on my booking system, they'll message me and be like, oh, I saw you got model slots, can I book for that instead? Like, I don't mind content be taken. But then you don't want to get people into the habit of just paying less just because it's a model slot, you know. So yeah, utilize local Facebook groups, post consistently on Instagram. One thing I wish I started at the beginning was TikTok. I don't know why it took me so long to get into TikTok, and I feel like it took me ages because it just required a lot of, I was just trying to put my hand in everything. So I would pick 2 social media platforms and try to tackle that. So my go-to is TikTok, and it used to be Facebook, but now it's TikTok and IG, but I also do YouTube as well. But don't be like me, don't try and do everything. I'm a girl that I want to do everything, and I want to succeed at everything, and I want to be in every single platform. But the thing is, with TikTok, I've got like tutorials and things on there. Instagram is just like aesthetics, pictures, you know, posting like life lately and just day-to-day updates. And then YouTube, I'm doing content like this. So it's all the same, all in the same remit, but different purposes. So you want to diversify yourself across all platforms, you know. Don't post the same thing on every single platform every single day. Do you know what I mean? Like, change it up. Like, you can post, let's say you post a video on TikTok on a Monday, but then post that same video on IG on a Wednesday, but then on that Monday on IG you post something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, switch it up a bit. Struggles of being new in the industry. If I'm honest, the struggle is getting clients. I'll be honest, getting clients and trying to keep up with the trends. What I would say in terms of that is, don't try to be like everyone else, just do you. People will come to you for your personality, so put your personality out there and don't watch people's progress, because that can cripple you. Because it happened to me, I'll be like, oh, this person just started 2 months ago and they're fully booked and I'm not, and I'm still learning to come out of that mentality. So yeah, everyone's struggles is going to be different, but I would say just focus on your why you're doing this and where you want to take this, and yeah, just stand out from the crowd. And I feel like the best way to stand out is just showing your personality. You know, like, I show my personality on TikTok and on Instagram stories by like documenting my day and just, you know, saying things that I would say like to my friends, like I just say on IG story, you know, because look at Melissa's wardrobe, for example. Like, she's blown, not because she's got like exquisite taste, you know, can dress well, but also her personality. Like, she's funny as hell, and so am I. The hell, like, I'm funny as hell. What resources helped me the most? I would say YouTube, watching tutorials, because there's been a lot of instances where, for example, I might tell the story one time, but I ruined someone's brows. Like, I pulled out their hair way too much. It literally left a patch in the middle of their brow. I was mortified, okay? I was mortified. And I kind of didn't know what went wrong. Like, I didn't understand why. I did understand why that happened. And it was only after the fact that, obviously, once she'd left, I literally went straight on YouTube and I was looking at eyebrow waxes to understand where I went wrong. So I would say YouTube, watch tutorials. Like, even before every client, like, watch a tutorial. When I first started, I was always watching like lash lift tutorials, because lash lifts are not easy, you know. Obviously now I find it easier to do, but at the beginning it's like easy. I didn't know at one point, like, I used the shield upside down on my first client. I'm going to insert a picture here, and it still looked lifted. It was still great, but it was only after her I realized. I was like, oh my god, when you're looking at tutorials, you realize where you're going wrong. And I was just like, when I do the apex, why is that, like, when I have the lash lift, why is the apex like not above, why is it below? And I realized, oh my god, like, I've been putting it upside down. Do you know what I mean? The more you watch videos, the more you realize what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and how you can improve. So yeah, I would say YouTube was that for me. And YouTube has in-depth tutorials. TikTok doesn't really have that, but yeah, YouTube has in-depth tutorials. So I would definitely say YouTube helped me the most. TikTok is also good as well, for short form videos. But I feel like on TikTok people gatekeep, like, they won't tell you exactly what they're using it and why. And I feel like on YouTube people will tell you, okay, like, I'm using, for example, microneedling, I'm using a 6-pin needle, and then as a serum I'm using hyaluronic acid or vitamin C or collagen. Do you know what I mean? Whereas on TikTok they'll do the tutorial, they'll be like, this is how you microneedle, and then this is just microneedling, that's it, you know, no in-depth tutorial. So I would say YouTube. I love YouTube. Advice I would give for beginners. Advice I would give is, don't look at other people's progress, focus on you and where you're going. Don't try to stress about money. I think just trust that God will provide and keep going. Don't focus on the bigger picture, focus on the little steps. Being anxious is very normal, but be anxious and do it anyway. I would also say leap and a net will appear. That is one thing. These are the things that I have learned. Surround yourself with like-minded friends and like-minded people. Try to network and step out your comfort zone a bit, and have conversations with your client as well, because you honestly don't know how that person can help you and who you can help as well. So yeah, it was quite a short video, guys. I hope it was, useful. And yeah, by the way, I am UK based, so this applies worldwide, because honestly, like, you need training or certification or anything to do anything these days, anything professional. So yeah, if you guys give me ideas on videos to do, if you guys like these sorts of videos, give me a shout out in the comments below, drop an emoji below, and yeah, let me know where you're watching from, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.